Hello and welcome. I'm Gitanjali Hemp and the founder of Syntara System. And Syntara System is a deeply integrative energy healing modality and model. And today I want to talk to you about the phenomenal times that we're living in. There are many of us right now who are experiencing a whole nother level of awakening and integration. And I want to talk about that. The currents that are available to us right now, the amount of light, the amount of freedom, the amount of mutability that's available to us right now in our lives, in our experiences, in our minds, in our thoughts, in our feelings, is unprecedented and unbelievable. And what's happening is that there's these huge currents of potential and of opportunity and of unwinding that are moving through us. And there's a great deal of mutability within our experience right now. And what's happening is any place that we limit or constrict, there are symptoms that are developing. And so right now, more than ever before, things are manifesting at a really, really rapid rate. And so the places that we constrict, any small places, are creating symptoms really, really quickly as well. So they're creating relational symptoms, they're creating physical symptoms, people are getting headaches or discomforts. And at the same time, the opposite is true, meaning that if we open ourselves and surrender and align to these currents of energy as they're moving through us, as they're wanting to move through us, there is this way that we are able to manifest things beyond our wildest dreams more quickly than we ever could before. In either case, it's a lot for our nervous system to manage. And so I want to talk today about ways we can meet this that are really useful and effective. So as these currents are coming through, we want to open to them. And we're not always going to know how to or what that even means or looks like. And so what I want to say is what I'm noticing with myself and others is when symptoms start to arise, we can start to see what is happening right before the symptoms arise. But even beyond that, say, you begin to get a little bit of headaches or a little bit of just exhaustion or just a feeling like you can't keep doing what you've been doing. I know many people are hitting that place, just feeling like, what was okay a week ago, a month ago, a year ago isn't okay anymore in terms of how I show up in work or what I'm experiencing in relationship. There's these openings happening and things just don't fit anymore. We're clearer around what our own truth is. And so if that's happening for you, I really deeply invite you to allow yourself the spaciousness to allow things to reorganize. And what I mean by that is literally asking yourself this question. If there's a headache starting to arise, asking yourself, can I create enough space that gives enough room for whatever the constriction is that's causing this headache to allow it to move and flow again? And see if you can allow your awareness to expand and get more diffuse and more open, more abstract. And as that happens, things might begin to reorient and reorganize. And it can really be that simple right now. Things are shifting really, really quickly. So there is deeper content in all of this. So what you might start to notice is, oh look, I'm getting a headache every time I am inclined to say something in conversations with other people, and I limit myself. I'm biting my tongue in this certain way. And so what's happening is you're getting this headache because there's a constriction in the way that your energy is running. There's something that's being asked of you. Spirit and energy is moving through you and asking you to speak something. And every time you don't, it's hurting you not to. So the time span between cause and effect is getting much, much shorter because the energy currents are getting stronger and stronger. And so if you meet it well and you say what you need to say, then the movement happens and the headache doesn't arise. So noticing what's being asked of you, what's being called of you, where is it, how is it that you're being asked to show up? So I think there's very little room for us to be doing things that aren't aligned with who we are. There's going to be quick repercussions for that. So we're all going to be being tousled and pushed and pulled and moved around to get into just the perfect alignment for who and what we are right now in this moment. And that is such a tremendous gift. So I want to say one more thing about this. So on the other hand, what could be happening is that this energy current's coming through, it's moving through you, and these things are opening. And maybe you're getting these feedbacks and these experiences where things that you've always wanted are beginning to show up, and you're able to meet them. You're actually able to meet them. Oh my goodness, look at that. I'm getting received better than I ever have before. I'm getting more abundance than I've ever had before. I'm getting met relationally better than I ever had before. And what's happening is that when that happens, there's a confusion that happens in the nervous system as well. So a rewiring needs to happen, because what happens to us when we get met or have an experience that goes counter to what we believe is possible, counter to what our experiences told us could happen in the past, there's kind of a rub that happens. There's an interference and a discomfort that happens. And so the invitation here again is to tend to the nervous system, to settle and allow yourself to be with the discomfort, and again, give yourself the spaciousness to allow a reorganization to happen. And I keep going back to spaciousness, and the reason for that is that this is not a time to micromanage things. We don't have the capacity or understanding to know how to position things in just exactly the right way, to move this over here, or think like this, or ask for that, or want this, or intend that. Right now in this moment, there's an open-handed surrender and opening to something vaster and greater, to potentials beyond what we have ever experienced before. And if we can connect to that current, we will be led, we will be shown, we will be transformed. And to allow ourselves that space to settle and to tend and to listen from that spacious place to the voices that are feeling uncomfortable or confused as this reorientation happens. And it might feel awkward a little bit at first. It might feel difficult at first as we are loved, received, acknowledged in ways we never have been before. So it's important to know that just because you have this pushback or this confusion or uncomfortable feelings arise, so let's say it that way, you get met and loved more than you ever have before. And then you feel weird, you feel uncomfortable, you feel guilty, you feel like you're about to react and act out in a way to shut down that love. So we need to be willing to give ourselves the space to integrate and digest what's coming through and what's happening. I'm going to say it in another way one more time. For those of us who've been on the path for a long time, looking back in time, looking back to moments of challenge and ways that we came through it, there was a way it was like there was a field of density, and then we would get illuminated by some kind of light and make a reorganization within our body and being and come and show up in a new way. And what's happening now is when I look at people, when they come in to get worked on, and when I'm working with myself, everything is this immense quality of rich layers of undulating light and dark, but in beauty. And it is across the board and everywhere. And then there's little pieces of stagnation and density that need to be digested. So the whole reality is flipping. The stagnation and density is a very, very, very small, thin, little bits of static that are still left over. The majority of what is available within the energies is coherent, it's beautiful, it's undulating, it's gorgeous, but it moves quickly. It moves quickly. And so we get to learn how to be in a motion, in a dance, in a conversation, in a embodiment with that new energy. And so give yourself the time and the space to learn how to do that, because new things are going to be asked of you and of us. And we get to show up in whole new ways that are going to be more satisfying, more remarkable, more simple in some ways than we have ever dreamed of and imagined. So trust, listen, follow the voice of your own knowing. Find your way in this flow, because good things are coming. Thanks so much. Again, this is Githanjali Hemp, founder of Syntara System. If you want to find out more about different tools and techniques to help you along this path and journey, you can go to syntarasystem.com. There are lots of audio recordings, articles, and a membership community you can join. Thanks so much.